Hi everybody, my name is Dr. Elodie Jones and I wanted to welcome you to MIT822 Hypertext Hypermedia Applications. This is actually a really fun class and I think you're going to really enjoy it as well. There's just a variety of things we're going to look at. The context and the application is going to be very interesting in that we're going to really expand on some of the base things that maybe you've learned as you've gone through the program, starting with AEP 800, 813, and expand on those in 822, looking at a variety of applications, how they may relate to what you're doing, and then how they may relate to the research. And so that gets me to the point where I want to reiterate three really important things. One of the things I want you to do is really go ahead and make sure you're linking your content when you reply, whether it's a discussion board or an assignment, that you are going ahead and linking that with grounded research, quality research, things like using Google Scholar, things like using Forsyth Library, or using even credible-based education websites or journals. Some of the websites I constantly go to when I want to know a little bit of insight, and it may be more pragmatic, more than research-based, would be like Education Week or Edutopia, people that are grounded in the theory and the research and then base their content on that grounded research and theory. If it's current events, you may want to go to places like Education Week or the New York Times, Washington Post, any of those that aren't some type of non-credible source. The biggest thing is that you're grounding your discussion or your documents in some type of outside content, and it's usually research-based. So Forsyth Library is a great place, and I use Google Scholar a lot. The second thing I want to reiterate is when you do submit a document, I want to make sure you're using APA citations and referencing, and that you're also using the APA format. So I've given you two documents. One of them is a link to Purdue OWL that gives you a sample document, and then I link you to a Google Doc that I've made myself that basically models what your document should look like, and then you're going to read that document and it's going to tell you about APA citations and referencing and just a little bit. There's not a huge expectation, and I realize that you're not professionals at it, but I want you to really understand that it's important when you're getting a master's level degree that you have that base knowledge in APA citations, because that type of referencing and formatting is used for all the social sciences, and we don't use MLA, so you might have to change your brain just a little bit if you're used to MLA, and I apologize for that. But I promise that there's a benefit to learning this reflectively. That's what students tell me when they finish the program. So I know it's a little bit daunting at first, and you're going to learn through the process, but it's definitely worth it, and it is of value, and it is an expectation. And then lastly, I want you to make sure that you're using those standards, those ISTE standards. Remember, they're broken down into different components. There's ISTE standards for students, for teachers, for educators, which are different according to ISTE and the way that they kind of title those, and you can look as to why they're labeling those different. And then there's ISTE for coaches, and when I say coaches, I don't mean coaches with a whistle. I mean tech coaches at schools. And so as you're writing, think about what you're talking about, and does that apply to teachers, or does it apply to students, or more to a tech coach? And then align and cite that standard as you're going. You're welcome to use even your own program standards. If you teach in a specific area, you're welcome to reference those and use those as well, because I don't want you to delineate from something you do every day in how you use standards, but I also want you to think about the ISTE standards because they are an internationally accepted set of standards for technology and education. And so with that, I just want to welcome you to the class. I wanted to let you know that I'm here to support you in any way that you need. And if you have questions, please post those on the discussion board and don't just email me. I'm happy to answer emails, but the benefit of putting them on the discussion board is that we all get to learn from your question. It helps me to mold my instruction better, and it helps other people out there that may have the same question. And no question is off limits. You know, we're all here to learn. We're all here to expand our knowledge and learn from one another as well. So go ahead and put those those questions you may have about the class, no matter how minimal or silly they may seem, stick them up there, and it could have been an oversight on my part. I mean, anything is possible because we're all human. So again, I want to welcome you to this class. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, just post those on the discussion, and I will talk to you later. Have a great first week. Take care. Bye.